Hello. So this is going to be a walk walkthrough session on how to use trend lines and how to take trades based of them, right? How to draw trend line, valid trend lines. I guess you should have read the book on the trend lines I sent to you. So we are just going to be doing implementing them here, how to draw them, and so on, right? So the first thing we want to understand is that trend lines is just as the same as act as support and resistance as well, right? And for you to be able to use a trend line, a valid trend line, also need to understand that you have to be trading in the direction of the market. Thus, the understanding of market structure is still very important. So we still have to apply market structure in it again, right? So even if you're doing a trend line, you need to know the overall structure of the market from a higher time frame, as I always say, all the way to the lower time frame, right? So in drawing your trend line, right? So we are doing our analysis. So I always like to look at my trend lines on we start from the 4 hours, right? So if let's say we are looking at GBP card, for example, and if you were to draw a trend line briefly, let me take this here. Briefly, you want to identify the peaks and the trough, right? Remember when we're doing market structure, we spoke about how many types of um trends, right? We have what the uptrend, we have a downtrend, and you have what a sideways trend, right? It's the same concept you're going to be applying here, but that in this one, you are trying to look at the peaks and the trough. For you to be able to draw an uptrend, for example, an uptrend would typically look something like this. I hope you already know, like this, right? You want to be able to identify the peaks like this. You identify the peaks, you identify the peaks. Now, when you identify the peaks, you now take your trend line, you try to connect any of the two of them, right? So try to connect, don't try to force it, right? If you're trying to connect this one and it's passing in between like this, it means automatically this point is not a valid point already. So you might want to connect these two. But in this our scenario, all these points are valid. So once you draw your trend line like this, what you're waiting for is that when price comes now, when you have the first touch, second touch, you're waiting for price to come on the third touch and you're looking for sales, right? Now, for the one at the bottom where you're looking at the trough, you are trying to connect the trough, so at least 2 points like this. So you mark all of them, then try to connect the ones that are connectable. When you put it that way, so you pick your trend line and you're trying to connect. So you see that for this one, I'll be able to connect just this. So I can't connect this one with this trend line. So possibly you might have another trend line passing like this. So in this scenario, this is going to be your major trend line. This is going to be what your minor trend line, right? So it depends on which one you consider, right? But I always want to go with the major trend lines. But I'll get to the point you see how you use a trend line. It depends on how price will act on your trend line. That's when you tend to use it. Now, when you have a scenario like this now, if you're in an uptrend, right? If you're in an uptrend, you don't want to catch the sales of this trade here. You don't want to be selling. Rather, you want to wait for price to come back and bounce off this trend line. So you'll be buying. So let's say this is a second touch. You'll not be waiting for price to come here as a third touch, react on this channel as a third touch, and then you look to buy here. So this is where you'll be looking to buy at the third touch of your trend line here, right? So first touch, second touch, third touch, you're looking forward to buy, right? So that is how you apply it. So you don't look for buys in an uptrend, you look for rather what you don't look for sales in this position because what we are in an uptrend, you look for what buys at the bottom here. Because what if you're trying to do or to cash a sell here and then the trend breaks out? We'll get to trend line breakout in a different video. This is just how to draw them. Now, if we're in a scenario where we are in a downtrend like this, right? You also want to connect what the peaks of these trend lines. I'm taking my time here so you understand them, right? So I'm not moving fast. So we put this here. So once you're able to identify them like this, remember you connect the ones that are connectable, you don't force. So if you're trying to connect this one, you see that it is passing, okay, this is a good one. All of them are touching. But now you also connect what these ones like this. You also connect, you try to mark out the points, the lows, the highs, all those things, the ones that are visible. And then what do? You now try to do what? Connect the ones that are at least 2 points. Right. So if I'm connecting, see, I cannot connect this one again here. If I connect this one, it's really passing, means this channel has been broken, right? So I want to use this one down here. So this is the one that I can connect, right? Good. So this becomes my trend line. So this becomes my trend line. So now for a downtrend, remember in a downtrend, we're looking for what sells, right? So what do we do in this scenario, right? When the price comes to here, you're not looking forward to buy. You rather wait for price to come at the top, first touch, second touch, the third touch. When price comes here, this is where you're looking for, you're looking to sell, right? So you'll be selling what at the bottom here to the downside. Don't look for buys when in a downtrend. So this is what concept of trend lines, right? So now let's go to the chart and try to identify some trend line and see how we get possible trades with them. Remember, if you're drawing your trend line on the higher time frame, like the 4 hours, take note of this. It is stronger than a trend line that is on the 30 minutes and the 1 hour, right? So if you have a trend line on the 4 hours, and then make sure you want to take that you are using that trend on the 4 hours, then stick to it. If you draw your trend line on the 30 minutes, right? A trend line on lower than in 30 minutes, I will tell you it's not that strong, right? So you can use 4 to 30 minutes, right? To draw to 30 minutes, 4 to 1 30 minutes to draw your trend lines. But I always like to draw my trend lines on the 1 hour because the 4 hour times you need to wait for a longer period of time. But once you draw on the 4 hour, once it is valid on the 4 hour, you know that it's a very good one. The higher the time frame, the higher accuracy you get, right? They had the probability of occurrence, right? So now let's say we are about to draw our trend line here. So we first of all start by looking at the main points. We see that, okay, if we were to draw a trend line here, you will see that this is what a touch here. We see that price came, we just and create another touch here. So I use the width of the candle to even draw my trend line, the wicks, right? Not the closure, use the wicks, right? So this another point, this is another point here. Now we try to connect these together, right? So I'll pick, remember we are what in an option here, right? So we try to connect this together. So I'll pick like this, and then I try to connect my trend line with the points that are relevant, right? The more touches it is, the better for me, right? So now you see I'm able to draw this trend line from here, right? So let me open that. You will see that we had what first touch here, second touch here. At the third touch here, you could go in forward for a buy, right? You could go in for a buy. We had this one almost touched, so it maybe my points are not touching that good, so bring them inside good. You see, you had until we had a breakout here, right? Now, after doing it, I can go to the 1 hour because it's on the 4. I can go to the 1 hour. Let me look for my trend line. So what do you see? This is our trend line. Sorry, my zoom is really slow. Good. So we have something like this. Now see that it is still clear here on the 1 hour. So you can still go on the trend on the 4 hour. You come to the 1 hour, it's still a valid trend line, right? Now you see that what we have, what first touch, second touch, and the third touch here, what we could even go forward a buy. Now the question is, how do I execute here on a buy on the third touch? First touch, you consider as a second touch here. Third touch, you could still go in for a buy here. You have another touch here. So I'm focused on this point here now, right? See what we have here. Price came now, rejected on your trend line, right? Once price came now, rejected on your trend line, what you were looking for to go in, knowledge of the candlestick Bible here, right? What you're looking, you want to look at what candlesticks confirmation, right? Candlesticks confirmation. Let me remove this for now. Well, you really know this. So we are focusing on this point. Candlesticks confirmation. When price comes and reject this white candle, then we have the blue candle, that is a bullish candle going up to the upside. Once you have this bullish candle rejects and closes what above like this, right? Now you have the next green candle again. So once you start having the multiple bullish candle coming in, or a stronger bullish candle, it's a confirmation for what? For a buy, showing that the trend line is being respected. Remember, you are dealing with probabilities. It's not always 100%. So you could take in your trade here. Then your stop loss will just be below the trend line like this. And then you target what? Possibly 1:2 or the next side. So if you're going for 1:2, your take profit will be hit there like that, right? So you see, you'll be risking 33 pips for about 90 pips, right? Now that's the first trade. Your trend line price goes again, comes to your, remember we are still in an uptrend, right? Price goes again, comes to your trend line here. So this is where you hit your trend line again. So at this point, you see that, okay, we'll have the first rejection, or price came over. So you could still take a trade here. Immediately we have this bullish engulfing candle. When price will get on our trend line, bullish engulfing candle, right? You take your long position, you still going for a buy again here like this, right? Stop loss was just below the low of the trend line, and then you're targeting what the next highest at the top, or you target 1:2, 1:3. So if you're going for 1:2, your take profit will be hit there. So you actually made how much? You're risking 28 pips or 78 pips. That is just it, right? Until the trend line gets broken like this, right? Once the trend line gets one, you see that when price reaches, you don't just jump in for a buy. You wait for what confirmations. I see. That's why I say wait for what the bullish confirmations to set in. Bullish confirmation, engulfing candlesticks, rejections, pin bars. We're looking for all these things what on the rejection when price is rejecting what the trend line. When price rejects the trend line, wait for the bullish confirmation to come in, then you take your buy, right? Now, once you see price coming like this with this type of momentum, we also look at what momentum. So another way to know if a trend line is going to be respected or a trend line is going to be rejected, you need to look at the momentum in which price is approaching that trend line. If price is approaching the trend line with a certain level of, I started when, let's say for example, this one, when price was approaching this level, you see that it started giving blue, the candles started having a lot of rejection. There's a tendency for that trend line to be what respected. But look at the momentum in which price was approaching this one, right? Eventually it was so high, the selling pressure was high. Eventually there's a possibility I could actually break and go through it, right? Reason you see price actually broke below, right? Now, if I go back to my 4 hours, I look at my trend line again to see if it's still valid, because that was where I drew it. So I just went to the 1 hour to look for my entries, but my trend line was coming from what? The 4 hours, remember. So I actually had two entries here just based on the trend line strategy, right? Now, we had a breakout here, we had a retest. Once price just broke out of this trend line, we start seeing that what price started what falling to the downside, right? Now, this is an example of what an uptrend, right? This is an example of what a good uptrend. Now let's look for, remember I said for the upside here, you will not be interested in taking what? In taking the sales are here, because what we're in an uptrend. So even if you had a trend line here like this, for example, you can have a trend line like this, you will not be interested in cashing these sales to the downside, because this is not the trend of the market. The market is not an uptrend. So you are focusing on getting the bias when the price comes back to retest these lows like this, right? Hope you take note of that. So now let's look for a scenario of a good word downtrend. So let's say I want to keep another example for an uptrend again. So just try to practice drawing the trend lines, looking at the most valuable points you can touch, right? So see this very good one again, right? We had our first touch here, second touch, third touch. When price comes to reject, you wait for confirmations. This is a very, so I go, if I go to my 1 hour again for this particular one, so let me try to minimize the picture. So this is another one, right? First touch, second touch, third touch. Even there's a touch here, there's another touch here, right? So now look at this, look at it, look at this one very clearly. It's very easy. It's the most, it's a simple strategy, right? But it works, right? Remember, it's not a holy grail, as I always say, right? It's just about how often can you get through to this? How often is it profitable? If it's profitable, you use it, right? So even this, you can even have, you have a double bottom here. If you even using support and resistance here again, if you are someone that can actually what back test, and you can add a lot of what confluences will be nice. You see that, oh, this level was even what a support zone. I see a support zone, and then price, my trend line is also crossing my support zone. This is a very good one. Tell you that is a very good level for it to actually what take in your buys, right? Price rejects on your trend line for the second touch, third touch. When price rejects, you start seeing bullish candles coming in, then you can then jump in forward for your buys, right? The reason why I'm jumping is because I have confirmations, bounce on my trend line, candlestick confirmation, and I have another word, resistance. Remember, for you to take a trade, you need to have at least minimum is three confirmations, three, right? If it's too bad, have like two, right? Once you have the trend line, you have the direction of it. So you need the first confirmation is that you're in an uptrend. Second confirmation, rejection on your trend line. Third confirmation, candlesticks patterns are forming, right? Once you do this, put your this in just below what below the week of that. And then you always target what 1:2, 1:3. Take profit, hit. Now, price comes again, rejects on your trend line. From this, you now see the first rejection, price is going. What do you need to see? Bullish confirmation. The bullish candle started setting in, right? You're going for your buy again. You take a buy again after you have those bullish confirmations come in. Boom. Forward. The stop loss just what below the low of that. Then you target what 1:2, 1:3, all the highs you're seeing at the top there. Target hit, right? Very simple as that. Go back to my 4 hours. Try to see I'm using 4 hours, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour. Then I can go to the 30 minutes as well, right? It doesn't matter, right? 4 hour, 1 hour, get my trades, right? Now, because when you once you go to a lower is time for that is too lower, you might get fake outs, right? Which are not really good trend lines. So now I can see draw and that. See, this is a very good uptrend where you could be draw your trend lines like this. And you can connect this point. You can start from here if you want. You start from here. It's always that try to connect relevant points. The reason the one thing with trend lines is that it's very subjective. You get it. So first touch, second touch, third touch, boom to the outside. Another touch again, boom to the outside. Simple as that, right? Let's see. Good. We've gotten a downtrend scenario here. So these on the 4 hours, we will have a downtrend, right? So if we were to connect this is a very strong trend to the downside, right? So if you connect these points that are relevant, you see that you might be able to connect few of them like this. So first touch, second touch, third touch, you're looking for cells. So we go to the 1 hour. Go to our 1 hour. Okay, we're on the 1 hour, right? So 1 hour, we do this. So this is on the 1 hour, right? So what do you see? We have our first touch, second touch here, right? Now, third touch price comes now. See that for the one for the downtrend, what we want to see is that you also want to see the rejection, right? First touch, second touch, price try to break above a rejected. Price came again now, touch your trend line. See the bullish candle went to the upside now. Once you start having the red candlesticks coming in, once having the red candlestick, which for me is a white, right? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for those rejections. So price touch your trend line the third time. Remember, it's a third touch you're looking for what? An entry, not the first touch, not the second touch. It is a third touch. Or repeating the third touch. On my third touch, yeah, now I will now take my sell position. When I see price touch, the rejections I have there, you need to have this rejection. three confirmations. Trend, you have the first one. Are you in the direction of the market? Downtrend. All right. Are you having a trend line? Is it bouncing your trend line? Second confirmation. Third confirmation. Are you having a rejection? Yes. Once you have those candlesticks rejection, then you now taking your trade with your stop loss. When is a short position? Taking your trade with your stop loss just above it. Remember, this on the 1 hour, right? And then what you target what 1:2, 1:3. Eventually take profit hit, right? If even when far away to the downside like this, right? If you're holding it straight, see that you made a lot 1:6. Remember, I said go for 1:2, 1:3, so you don't stress yourself. So we're going for 1:3, will be out somewhere here, right? 130 pips for risking what 42 pips. Very simple and straightforward strategy, right? Good. Now we continue again. So we didn't have any touch again. So if you're trying to add other trend lines on your chart, again, you see that okay, after that one, we can still take this point here, connect it with any trend line we have. So this one, like this. So on our one, I will connect this point like this. We are seeing a downtrend. Remember, first touch, second touch, you are looking at the third touch. And our third touch, see that what happened? Third touch, rejection, candlesticks. Boom. What do you get? Your stop loss above. So you see that I'm only drawing the relevant point. I'm not just trying to force things around. Draw the peaks you're seeing in the market. 1:3, you're out of the market. Pay your money, you're out, right? So this is how you use trend line in the market. This is how you use trend line in the market. Remember the rules I've given you through all the examples we've gone through, right? The rules are very, very much simple, right? Wait for price to come to what? Your trend line. Don't force it. Once you draw your first to leave it, wait for price to come there. And you must be trading in the direction of the market. If your price is in an uptrend, you're trying to take sales, it's not going to be valid. Direction of the market, first point. Second point, wait for price to come to the trend line. The third touch, we're looking at the third touch. The next one, what are you looking for? You're looking for price to start rejecting on that trend line and giving what bullish candlesticks confirmations. Once you get those three, execute. Put your stop loss below the low of that word, of that point, right? And then target 1:2, 1:3. Simple as that. Try to implement this and let me know if you have any questions. And also, a bonus point is when you have your trend line intersecting with your support and resistance. So, for example, when price is coming to reject on this my channel, if I look backward, I see that, oh, yes, this point is even in confluence with what? A support zone or a resistance that has become a support that a resistance that has become what? So you can see that when I draw this, say, oh, yes, this point is in confluence with this resistance when I got broken, have a retest. It is in confluence with my trend line. It makes it easier, makes it much possible for you to get your trades on it. So adding to your confidence, the more confidence is, the better for you, right? So try to implement this and let me know if you have any question. I'm not going to do a next video on trend lines breakout. When you have a breakout, what do you do next? So after this, we'll go to the next video. Thank you guys. Yeah. So I'm just going to stop